Hello everyone. Today's video is about advice to entrepreneurs on how you can get your startup or your business organized and started in a methodical and a systematic way. It's one of the most common videos asked by many people because there is a huge thirst for startups right now in India. Everybody wants to start a company, whether it's a small online startup or it's a big company. This video will apply for all of you. And I'm sharing this from my own experience of running five different companies in four different countries. Now, why is this a challenge? A lot of startups that present to me their decks, they all have a financial business plan and then they just start running towards it. And then a few months later, they have failed. Many of them forget most important fundamental things. That is why this is a big problem and many people ask me this question. So I will share how can you avoid this problem and why it's important to have this systematic approach. So let's get started. The first one is having a strategic plan or having a business plan. Now, when I say business plan, it is not just an Excel with the financial modeling. How much revenue you will make, how much of profit you're going to make, what is your cost. Of course, that is important. So please do prepare that for sure, no doubt about it. But more important than that is for you to have a proper strategy. I have made a detailed video on how to develop a strategy. So do go watch that. But what I'm going to share with you all in this section is for you to have a strategic plan, you need to understand what is the problem that you're going to solve with your startup. That is your purpose. So please clarify what's the purpose of your company. Once you know the purpose of your company, then you define what is the vision and mission that you want to achieve for your employees and for your customers. This should be like a war cry that you can communicate with everyone, whether it's your supplier, consumer, or your employees, and everybody should be attracted to that. So this is very important to define before you start anything. Once you have that, you need to define what are the 3 or 4 key objectives that you will be tracking that will show that your business is on the right track. It can be top line, bottom line. I would also suggest for you to include some employee specific objectives like making it a great place to work or making it a fun place to work or having the best talent. And the last one I also wanted to include in your objectives a customer specific objective as well. So you can have your financial, you can have your people, and you can have your customer. These should be the key objectives. So you start with the purpose, mission, vision, and then you come to your key objectives. Once you have set your key objectives, then you need to decide what are the strategic actions that you can take, the initiatives that you can put in place that will get these objectives. This is in a short, but if you want the longer form of this whole strategic planning, please do watch the strategy planning video in my YouTube channel. Once you have your strategy done, then of course, the mother of all is hiring the right people. You must have heard this like 1,000 times, but I'll repeat it again. Getting the right people in your startup is so important. It is more important than anything else. Even if you have to pay top dollars to get the right people, please do that. Make sure it's a diverse team. Make sure that combined they are better than you. You don't have to be the smartest person in the room, but you should be the smartest person to hire the smartest people in your team. And once you have the right team, please keep them highly engaged, well paid, happy, and keep them motivated all the time. This will give you a lot of benefit to scale up and grow the organization. Without a strong team, you can't do anything. Don't cut corners in hiring the right people. There are very good people available in the market, but you got to go and find them. You can't just advertise and expect the good people will apply. They are working really well in good organizations, so you got to go and find them. The crazy hiring that I always talk about. That's the second point. The third point is better before cheaper. When you're launching a product or a service, do not make it the cheapest product and don't advertise it as the cheapest product. We all know how people perceive the nano car that Tata launched. Nobody wanted to buy just the cheapest car. You can, of course, be the cheapest in the market. But remember, unless it is better, there's no point being cheaper. Which means you have to have a great product first and then you make it cheaper and economically viable for everyone. So, better before cheaper is the next point I want all of you to think about and work towards as well. You should be focused on the product quality, the service quality. Make sure that it is top notch. That should be your focus all the way. That's the third point. The fourth point is customer satisfaction. Again, a commonly heard thing. We all know customers pay a salary. We all know customers will grow your business. But how many people are obsessed about finding customer problems and fixing it before the consumer gets upset? Amazon is a great example of a customer centric company. It's often told that Jeff Bezos sits in a meeting and says, "Can you visualize a customer sitting in a management meeting? What would he or she say hearing us talk about today?" So always have the customer in mind. Put measures to track customer satisfaction. Do regular surveys. Act on the negative feedback. Proactively connect with customers all the time to make sure that they're happy with your products and service. This is so important because end of the day, if you keep tracking the customer experience closely, it will give you a better result. And there are a lot of measurements available now in the market. Some companies use net promoter score. Some companies use just the customer satisfaction index, or you can measure the number of detractors, who would not recommend you. You should always ask the question to the customer in your survey, would you recommend my product or service to your customers? Because the best thing you can get is your customers telling their friends and relatives to buy your product. The last point is increasing the status of your product or service. There is a famous TED talk by Kunal Shah that I want all of you to watch for this particular topic of increasing the status. What does it mean? Imagine your customer using your product and service and feeling superior about it, feeling rich about it. It's like he has got a Jaguar car or a Rolls Royce car or a Swiss watch. He or she feels so excited. They feel, wow, I own this thing. And then they go and brag about it. That's the best selling point for you. So, are you able to, with your product or service, increase the status of the customer? Is he or she able to go around and tell people, hey, you know what? I own this thing. For example, if you're selling organic vegetables, can it be so nice that they can go and tell your friends, hey, I made this paneer butter masala. I used these organic vegetables in that, and it was yummy. That's what is called superior status. I want you all to think about this in a little bit deep, and also watch the TED Talk by Kunal Shah, which will give you an idea about how to really get your consumers feeling superior. So all these 5 points, again, very basic, starting from setting the purpose to the vision, mission, to the objectives, the key initiatives for the strategy, getting the right people, better before cheaper, focusing on customer satisfaction, and finally getting the status of the customer increased. These points will help you to kick off your entrepreneur journey in the right track. Thank you so much for listening to me. Till I see you next time, stay fit, stay positive, keep chasing obscene success. Thank you.